1. Inamori in Japan. A common practice known as inamori in Japan involves taking quick naps or nodding off in public settings, including buses, trains, and even the workplace. The name comes from two Japanese words, in, which means to be present while sleeping, and muri, which means to remain present despite it being physically impossible. A common translation of inamori is sleeping while present, or being asleep while present. In many countries, taking a nap while working could be frowned upon or even regarded as a sign of laziness, but in Japan, inamori is widely accepted and even recognized as a show of commitment and hard work. It is interpreted as a sign that the individual is so dedicated to their obligations that they are expending all of their energy. Inamori is particularly common when individuals have long trips on crowded trains, since they might use the opportunity to catch up on sleep as a result of their hectic work schedules. It's crucial to remember that inamori does not signify laziness or contempt but rather determination and the willingness to give one's all, even at the price of one's own rest. This viewpoint emphasizes the intricate interactions in Japan between cultural standards, workplace culture, and personal well-being. 2. Manana culture in Spain and Latin America. The Spanish term, manana, simply translates to the English word, tomorrow. However, manana does not usually refer to the actual next day in the context of the culture that is common in Spain and many Latin American nations. It refers to a more relaxed approach to time, in which obligations such as work, appointments, and activities may be put off or delayed, usually without a sense of urgency. The history and way of life of the region are profoundly ingrained in the manana culture. It may be viewed as an illustration of the Mediterranean way of life, which places more emphasis on social contact, relaxation, and present-moment enjoyment than on rigid adherence to time constraints. The manana culture does not necessarily place a strong emphasis on punctuality. There is an understanding that things might be a little erratic, so people may be late for appointments or events without offending anyone. Establishing and maintaining solid relationships is generally a top concern. The importance of socializing, spending time with family, and other relationships may override rigorously following work schedules. While the manana culture might be viewed as laid-back and easygoing, it should be noted that this does not equate to laziness. People in these cultures can be ambitious and productive, but they frequently handle time and priorities differently than people in cultures where time is more of a driving force. The manana culture offers benefits like less stress and cons, such as having trouble keeping to deadlines and timelines. 2. Manana culture in Spain and Latin America. 3. FICA in Sweden. In Sweden, FICA refers to a deeply rooted cultural idea that extends beyond a straightforward coffee break. It's a social institution that entails taking a break from work or other everyday duties to consume coffee, sometimes with pastries or other treats, while conversing with other people. FICA is a treasured time for relaxation, connection, and connecting with friends, family, or coworkers. It's more than just a break for refreshment. FICA is a regular practice rather than a one-time occurrence. A minimum of once a day, and sometimes more, Swedes take part in FICA, which offers several possibilities for socializing and taking a break. FICA can take place anywhere, including cafes, bakeries, offices, and private residences. No matter where you are, the informal ambiance encourages a welcoming and unstructured setting for conversation. FICA is a representation of Swedish culture and values. It is more than simply coffee and food. It stands for the value of making time for oneself and others, developing relationships, and appreciating life's little joys. Overall, FICA is more than simply a coffee break. It's a cultural tradition that captures Sweden's emphasis on interacting with others, cultivating a sense of community, and appreciating the present. It strengthens a sense of community and adds to the distinctive fabric of Swedish society. 4. Siamba in South Africa. Siamba is a Zulu term that in English means, "we are walking," or "we are marching." Its name also refers to a well-known South African hymn and dance that stands for cohesion, joy, and celebration. Siamba is frequently performed in religious rituals, cultural festivals, and social gatherings, and it has come to represent the rich and varied culture of South Africa. Siamba is a collective activity in which many people take part. People join forces to sing and dance together, highlighting a feeling of community and shared identity. Performances of Siamba feature a particular dance and melody. The dance frequently has rhythmic clapping, stomping, and swaying going on in the background, making for an enthralling visual and audio experience. In churches and communities all across the world, the song, Siyamba, has attained international popularity. Its stirring message of harmony and optimism is felt beyond South Africa. Siyamba embodies Ubuntu, an African ideology that places a strong emphasis on the connection of all people. People unite to celebrate life, tell their tales, and forge a sense of community through this dance and music. It is a vibrant illustration of South Africa's diverse cultural heritage and its continuous quest for peace and harmony. 5. Personal space in Arab countries. The idea of personal space, which describes the physical distance kept between people during interactions, can differ greatly across cultures. Personal space differs from what may be considered normative in Western societies in Arab nations. Cultural norms, social dynamics, and historical aspects all have an impact on how people perceive and respect personal space. People are often more at ease conversing and interacting in close physical contact in many Arab cultures. Individuals frequently stand or sit closer to one another than what Westerners may find comfortable. Arab societies frequently prioritize social bonds and group interactions. This can result in a more social attitude where people congregate closer and have interesting conversations. In Arab countries, extending hospitality is a highly valued cultural virtue. Inviting people into one's private area, such as their house, is a sign of hospitality and sharing. When engaging with Arab nations, it's crucial to approach personal space with cultural sensitivity and an awareness of the local norms. In Arab cultures, what could at first seem intrusive to those from societies with wider personal space bubbles is frequently a sign of warmth, friendship, and connection. Respecting these customs and adhering to them encourages more amicable interactions. 6. Namaste in India. The customary greeting of respect and reverence, Namaste, originates from India. Along with it, there may be a little bow or a folding of the hands in front of the chest, as if in prayer. The Sanskrit term, Namaste, itself means, I bow to you, or, I honor the divine within you. More than simply a simple greeting, Namaste has profound spiritual and cultural meaning. It is a method of acknowledging the innate divinity and connection of every living thing. The hands are placed together at the level of the heart to execute Namaste, with the palms touching and the fingers pointed upward. Maintaining eye contact while giving a little bow emphasizes the relationship between the two people. Outside of India, the idea of Namaste has grown in popularity and awareness. It is frequently used across the world as a representation of Indian spirituality and culture. In Indian culture, Namaste stands for harmony, modesty, and respect. This gesture encourages a sense of connectedness that transcends differences by allowing people to realize the divine presence both inside themselves and others. 7. Thumbs up gesture in Iran. The thumbs up sign is a well-recognized way to express approval, agreement, or a favorable reaction in various cultures. The gesture, however, has a very distinct cultural connotation in Iran and is open to several interpretations. Giving the thumbs up can be considered rude or insulting in Iranian culture. It's crucial to realize that in Iranian culture, giving the thumbs up is equivalent to displaying the middle finger in Western societies. As a result, giving someone the thumbs up in Iran may cause miscommunication or an accidental insult. You can demonstrate happiness or agreement in Iran by nodding your head, smiling, or using words like, yes, or, that's good. To prevent inadvertent misunderstandings, it's always a good idea to be aware of the cultural customs and body language unique to the nation you're in. In conclusion, the thumbs up symbol, which denotes acceptance in many cultures, has a distinct meaning in Iran and may even be disrespectful. It promotes healthy connections and helps to avoid unexpected misunderstandings by being aware of these cultural quirks.